little update on my sort of sugar-free lifestyle, if you like. Got a confession to make. I've had a relapse. It was a packet of Jaffa cakes.
So Joe Wicks just did a 12-week no sugar challenge, and then on week 11 he binged a full pack of Jaffa cakes. Now I've got no issue with Joe choosing to cut out sugar if it works for him, but when you've got millions of followers, most of them being everyday mums and dads, documenting it like it's a way to get healthy is a bit irresponsible. Here's what's actually happening here. You restrict, you crave it more, you finally cave, and then you binge. It's not because the sugar is addictive, it's because your brain thinks it's scarce. So the second that you have it, your brain's like, eat it all while I can. Cutting out sugar isn't healthy if it leads to you eating 2,000 calories worth of cake and biscuits all in one go and feeling ashamed about it. And let me say this clearly. You don't have to cut out sugar to lose weight. You don't have to cut out sugar to be healthy. And you definitely don't have to call it a relapse just because you ate a few Jaffa cakes. I love whole nutrient-dense foods, but I also eat the odd bit of chocolate. I have cake on birthdays and I enjoy it without guilt. And you know what? I feel great. Joe might say that he...
This proves once and for all, and I've been saying this a very, very long time, that a calorie deficit is never going to work long term. Doing this over time is a form of restriction. That's all this is. This is going to lead to an eating disorder. And many of you are doing this at the moment. You do these low calorie diets, you lose the weight, everything works amazingly well. Then all of a sudden panic kicks in. You get to the end and you're like, holy shit, I can't sustain this anymore. I'm missing out on my treats. You're getting these regular cravings, you're getting these regular hunger issues. You've no idea what's going on. Guys, I'm going to make this very, very simple, okay? It's going wrong because we're focusing on the wrong problem. Now listen, I know these experts are not going to like what I'm going to say. But guys, honestly, when it comes to sugar, the best thing you can do for your health, and the key word there is your health, not just weight loss. By you removing the sugar, it's going to do amazing things to your body, okay? If you guys are in a position where you're pre-diabetic, guys, listen to me. If you bring your sugar levels down, you may be able to manage this, or even better, you're going to be able to reverse it. You're going to prevent these diseases happening in the first place. Many of you at the moment are struggling with inflammation, back pain, joint pain, and you've no idea what's going on. A lot of you people are struggling with insulin resistance. You're struggling with your weight no matter what diet you go on. You just like, you cannot lose the weight. You're trying all these diets, you're going to the gym on a regular basis, but nothing is shifting. Now, can we eat wherever we want and go by what these experts say and just eat everything in moderation? Of course we can, guys. There's no issues with this whatsoever. You can eat whatever you like and you will still lose weight, but that's not what we're focusing on right here, and that's what we shouldn't be focusing on. We should be focusing on our health. We should be focusing on getting healthy to lose weight, not lose weight to get healthy. Now, you need to look at it like this. A lot of people will say you need to eat this stuff in moderation. There's no issues eating this shit in moderation. It's amazing because when it comes to eating sugar, this is the only part that people will say we can eat this in moderation. But when it comes to alcohol, drugs, gambling, if someone wants to quit, I can guarantee you these fuckers will turn around and say, listen, the best way to get rid of this addiction is you need to quit. So if they're going to mention this to these people and they're trying to help them, I'll never understand why we can't recommend this to people that have a food addiction. Because I hear this a lot. Not a day goes by when someone will message me and say, Mark, I'm on these diets, but I'm struggling with my cravings. I have these regular food noise issues. Can you tell me what's going on? Or they'll say, I've done the low calorie diets, but I was absolutely miserable doing it. And this is it. This is what I'm talking about, guys. All this is a form of restriction. We should never be putting our bodies in this situation. Never. We should be eating the food that's going to actually help us thrive. That's what I'm focusing on right now. As I mentioned, you should be focusing on your health. When you focus on your health, I can't stress this enough, things are going to get a lot easier because you're eating the food that you're meant to be eating. You're not looking at food as just calories. You're going to be fuller on a regular basis. And when I mention this to people on my videos daily, I'm doing another one today, people just don't understand what I'm talking about, because I'm mentioning to you guys on a regular basis the key to losing weight. No matter what diet you're on, guys, you need to bring insulin down. And if blood sugar is chronically elevated, I'm telling you right now, it's only a matter of time before you guys quit. You're going to hit a brick wall and you're going to be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. And that's what I'm saying. You're doing the same thing every year, just low calorie diets, and nothing is changing. Now, if we're on a diet that consists of a lot of sugar, guys, this is where the problem is, okay? Because you're not allowing that hunger hormone to switch off. How we're going to switch that hunger hormone off is very, very simple. We need to eat the food that's going to keep our leptin levels high. That's what's going wrong at the moment. Most of us are leptin resistant, and we don't understand what this is. Now, when we look at leptin, this is a hormone that's going to keep us full. This is the key to weight loss, because if we're full on a regular basis, that means you guys don't need to eat every couple of hours. Okay? And this is where this eating in moderation bollocks comes from. Everybody will say that you need to eat 5 or 6 meals a day. Complete and utter rubbish, guys. You can eat 1 or 2 meals a day and you'll be perfectly fine. Okay, it's that simple. What we've been told about nutrition is absolutely false. We've been following these guidelines for such a long time now. Everybody's been on these low calorie diets and yet they're still struggling. These people have been on these low calorie diets but yet they're still pre-diabetic. They end up getting 1 or 2 of these diseases along the way. Then when you go back and see your PT hasn't got a clue why you're pre-diabetic. So these people will say, okay, and they'll recommend that you need to go and see your doctor. Your doctor will recommend that you need to be put on medication. Guys, we can combat all this. We don't need to go through all this. You guys don't need to be healthy by taking a pill. You just need to change your diet. That's all this takes. When we look at the best diet to help us do this, this is where I recommend we should be all doing the carnivore diet, an animal-based diet, because you're not missing out on absolutely nothing. When we look at carbohydrates, everybody will tell me that they're your main source of energy. But guys, you can get energy from eating fats, and you're going to get better energy from eating fats. And the reason why I say this is because I haven't had a meal since 7 o'clock last night. And it's now going on nearly 9 o'clock. And I feel good. I have so much energy. I feel great. I've just done a workout about an hour ago. I feel fantastic. Now, if I had been eating carbohydrates, I would have been, at this stage, I would have been absolutely starving. But now I'm full. So you can see where I'm going here. I'm able to control my weight very, very easy because I'm full on a regular basis. Another point that usually comes up about carbohydrates, and that's we need carbohydrates for the brain. We need glucose. You can't go without glucose. Complete and utter rubbish. The thing is, you can get all the glucose you need through an animal-based diet called gluconeogenesis. Just look this shit up and you will understand what I'm saying. Okay, your body can produce all the glucose it needs. Very, very simple. We need to understand this, guys, and these people will never tell you this, that sugar is just like any other drug. Now, the reason why I mention this is very, very simple, because many of you are in a situation at the moment where you just cannot give up the carbohydrates. If I'm being honest, if you're being honest with me at the moment, how many of you could go, say, 2 to 3 days without eating carbohydrates before the 4th day you give in and you start eating carbohydrates again? Guys, this is a form of addiction. If you're constantly thinking about these foods all the time, well, that, I'm sorry to say to you guys, but that is a form of addiction, and we need to understand this. Now, we need to understand, okay, where does this sugar come from? And unfortunately, it's in most of our foods at the moment. Carbohydrates, simple, complex, fruits, guys, it all impacts the body the exact same way. And if we want to be in a position, as I said, to switch that hunger hormone off, the only way you're going to do that is by eliminating the sugar. I know these experts disagree with me, and there's a lot of dietitians out there that recommend that you can have these foods in moderation. But it's going to make the diet very, very hard, guys, if there's too much sugar in the diet. Because you're going to be sending signals, regular signals to your brain. And your brain's going to be like, you know what, I like this. This is actually very, very good. These foods actually taste good. And if we're doing this on a regular basis, it's only a matter of time when you guys are on these low-calorie diets and you bring those numbers down very, very low. Trust me, you won't last. It's only a matter of time. Now listen, at the end of the day, we're all adults. I'm not forcing anybody watching this right now to do this diet. Okay, this is going to be up to you. This is going to be your choice. But what I would say is this, that if you guys are struggling and you've been on these programs for such a long time and it's not working, then what have you got to lose? Why don't you not just try it? This is the issue I'm seeing at the moment. People are just not giving it a go. They're not giving it a minimum 6 months, because that's what you need to do. And the reason why I mentioned 6 months is because you need to allow your body to heal. When you allow your body to heal, trust me on this, okay? And you've no more cravings and you've no more hunger issues, you guys are gonna lose weight naturally. Very, very easy. You're gonna be a lot healthier. You're gonna bring your inflammation down. Guys, you're gonna feel absolutely incredible. Honestly, I can't explain it. You guys will never understand what I'm talking about until you actually do it. And that, people, is the problem. So unless you try it, trust me when I say this, you really haven't got a fucking clue what you're talking about.